All right, good morning, beautiful souls. New week, let's climb into this market update. So we've been sensing a change in dominant price direction up here. Reason being is actually, let me just go down to the higher cycle first. So we put out to the MTOPS community that there could be some price action occurring over there because it's been a pretty healthy uprun. However, it's gotten to the point on the time projection tool that generally shows a change in market direction. I mean, this could be a fake out. It could just be a simple little retest, as we saw here, to continue going up. But just from what I've been seeing on a macro level, it may be where price turns around. So what I'm trying to say with that is, if you're not already in it, I would put your accounts personally. I mean, I'm not your fund manager or anything like that, but if it were me, I would put my accounts out of Bitcoin and out of Ethereum and put it into USDT. You want to protect your capital. You want to protect all your crazy cool earnings on the way up here. And just even if it's for a short while that you put your accounts into USDT, it's best to first ascertain what's going to happen in the market before the rest of this movie plays out. So once again, as my MTOPS community members will be able to tell you, we're at the 0.75, we're at the 100. If I have a look at the oscillator, it's a switch and we're in the red. So there are many signs to back that there could be a dominant trend directional change. Another thing to be aware of is the market is running out of space to complete this turning point. And again, if you don't know what a turning point is, then you're not keeping up with the show. I recommend you go to YouTube and get yourself educated on this because it's what you've been waiting for. If you're out there and uncertain of how to make money in crypto and you've been overpromised and underdelivered upon within the space, then you should be on YouTube watching this stuff because it overpromises because it can, and it delivers. Ask my community, they'll be able to tell you that for sure. All right, so there has been talk amongst the spiritual community, which I believe is a very, very strong community to listen to, that there's going to be a market crash. I heard this last year already, like 2 months ago, to say that there's a certain aspect that the planets are going to align up with, and I believe in astrophysics because the universe is built up on energy, frequency, and vibration. So with that said, we're likely to see some downward action, whether it be right now or where it's in 2 weeks from now, it's going to happen. So I think it's something to seriously consider. And what this means to you is just simply put your accounts into USDT, give yourself a pat on the back for all the profit that you've made over the last while, and just sit there safely rather than at risk. Okay, so going to the 7-day chart here. Once again, there's only a certain amount of space that each quadrant gets. Over here, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, could be a fifth turning point, all in the same quadrant. And that's very, very tight. I mean, sure, it's compensating for these long spaced out quadrants over there, or the turning points within a quadrant. But with over here, we are destined to see the next quadrant come up sooner rather than later. So in a way, we're kind of running out of space here. And we've got about 66 days for that to complete. I wouldn't necessarily find too much comfort in the market being kind of reliable or stable right now. So again, if it were me, I'd rather play it safe and just lock in these profits and wait for confirmation on trend. Once again, if you haven't seen my market structure video on YouTube, you should really climb into that because trend is your friend and trend is everything. If you are willing to open your hands to the sensation or open yourself up to the sensation of losses, then I would say trade against trend. If you're wanting just to get the kick of watching your account go down, then I'd say again, trade against trend. But if you're looking to protect your capital and if you're looking to grow your capital, never ever trade against trend. And that's why trend is so important over here. We're finding some resistance on this third arc. Once witnessing right now a bit of downward price action. again and again and again. I'm not confident in this bull run continuing at this moment. I mean, it will take a little while for my opinion to change. As you see over here, this kind of changes lanes and then bang, goes up. So what we could see is it could just change lanes and potentially bang, go up again. But rather be safe than sorry is what I'm saying. Okay, so we've spoken about the higher cycle. Let's get into this bad apple over here. Now, this is what I'm most excited about. This forecast went out yesterday about the turning point option for 1. And I was so like, I immediately felt it was too good to be true. Because of the contour of this 9 to 10, that was far too steep to build a 10 to 1, first and foremost. And it seemed too clean for the price and time to square up over there at 100% and at price equals 1 just seemed too good to be true. So my gut feeling said to me that there's something not right here. So we got in at this position and we thought, okay, let's do this. It seems too good to be true. So we're hesitant to go large on it. Let's put it in a small position at a lower leverage. And we did exactly that. And my very, very well learned, I mean, this guy is absolutely spectacular at MTOPS. His name is Jordan, and Jordan is a very, 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 very optimistic leader for the future when it comes to liberation of what everything we're up to right now. He is such a strong advocate for it, and I see such wonderful path opening out in front of him because he's just the right guy for this. Anyway, so on that note, he said he is also not confident about price going back up. So again, we got in around about there, and then I saw his recommendation to maybe have a relook at it, which I took on board. And I did see price breaking this 2/1 level over here on the Gann Sqr, and I thought, you know what, rather safe than sorry. And if in doubt, get out. So we did exactly that, and we got out over here. So minimal damage to a low position at low leverage. So it was a paper cut at best, but by doing so, by leaning in on the value of community and also monitoring the power of the sacred geometrical shapes, our early warning sign got us out even before we could get to stop loss. So we got out basically at break even, avoided stop loss and avoided this drop. Okay, whilst all the other guys may have lent into the idea of this being an uptrend. Now, whilst this is live, it just kind of came to mind that I should probably check on something. Okay, 22 million in longs liquidated. I mean, I'm the kind of guy that does drive in the opposite direction of traffic and laugh at everyone sitting in those long queues of traffic because I hate traffic so much. I've always hated traffic, so being liquidated is something I hate as well. So seeing guys think that it was going to go to there, they didn't get out in time, so much so that they got liquidated, not stop loss, liquidated. 22 million down the tubes. Bye. Just 22 million in the toilet, flush the toilet, cheers, gone. It's crazy, man. Imagine what you could do with $22 million. Like, imagine what you can do. You could build like a society on an island or whatever. Anyway, so that was flushed down the toilet overnight because the other guys don't have what we have. So I don't want to drive home, like get involved, get in contact, follow your calling, reach out to us, that kind of stuff. Because, I mean, you got to know within yourself that this shit is like legit. This is beyond incredible, and if it's not resonating with you, and you're sitting there skeptical, you got problems, man. I'd write to your local consulate or the local police office and just say, "Hello, society. This is me. I blame you for putting my over-skepticism mind in play, and I don't have trust in things at work, and I blame you, so because of you, I'm not going to have financial freedom." Anyway, so we closed the trade. We saw the early warning system over there. And once again, value and community was an absolute asset here. Congratulations, Jordan. Value and community was an absolute asset here. Congratulations, Ryan. And yeah, that's it, man. We saved our capital. We got out at a paper cut. And now we're going to wait for this to form and then probably come back down over here. So if you're wanting to see what happens next from a projection or forecast perspective, I recommend you get in contact. I know I just said don't get in contact, but get in contact with us so we can get you into the MTOPS inner community, because things are really happening there and it's beautiful to be a part of it. Have a great Monday, guys, and catch up with you tomorrow.